Alright, today we're talking Photoshop introduction, we're talking basics, but things that if you don't know, it's gonna frustrate you and you're gonna say, what is going on here? Typically we take notes on this stuff, but today what I'm gonna have you do is just pay really good attention so that you know how to do this stuff and you don't get stuck. This is basic stuff, okay? So let's take a look. We're going to start out with this word pixel right here. You've probably heard of it. You saw it yesterday when you were setting up your new file, following along with the video. A pixel, what is it? Any one of the very small squares that together form the picture on a television screen, computer monitor, etc., even your phone. Basically, what it's saying is, deep down, how the picture on your screens are made is by little blocks of color. Okay? So if we zoomed way in, you would see that it's made up of a whole bunch of these little blocks. Now, a couple people say, nope, no way, I don't believe it. If you're one of those people, quickly take a pause on the video, lean in really close on your screen. You will see the little blocks of color. Don't hurt yourself, obviously, but if you lean in real close, you'll be able to see the blocks of color. So go ahead and try it now. Told you. Okay? There's just a whole bunch of them. It's not this big and blocky like the picture shows, so you don't even notice it. So the more of them you have on your screen, the better it looks, as you can see. We have more in this picture, which you can start to make out the shape, more here, and so on and so forth. The big HD TVs have tons of pixels. You'll hear cameras too. On phones you'll hear megapixel camera. iPhone will always say it's now got the 18 megapixel whatever. That means, hey, look at how clear and crisp we can make a picture when you take it. So that's a pixel. Next is layers. A layer is used to describe different levels at which you can place a picture or a file. They can be thought of as sheets of paper stacked on top of each other. Now, here's an example of the layers section in Photoshop. You've got a whole bunch of layers, a background layer, rectangle, circle, bolt, etc. And it shows over here. You think of them as clear pieces of paper that you can basically paint on. Okay, so you want to keep things on different layers so that you can edit them. Okay, for instance, here they've got on their layer that's right above their background, they have a green rectangle. Okay, and then they have on the next sheet up a red circle. Okay, and then the next sheet up a yellow bolt. Well, if you sandwiched all those pieces together, it would look like a rectangle, a circle, and the bolt was in the middle. It would look like all one picture because you couldn't see any different. But you could slide this layer out that's called circle here, and you could change that red circle to a square or whatever. So that's why layers are helpful to us. Let me show you a few things about layers that are kind of, you got to see them to really make sense of it. Okay, so let's take our eraser tool. We're on blue layer. It's going to give me a pop-up in a second. We'll just hit OK. Sometimes this happens. It says, hey, you're editing a shape, whatever. Just hit OK. Okay? If I'm on the blue layer, hey, look at that. I can erase blue. Doesn't affect the yellow. Doesn't affect the white or the green. Okay? So that's because, hey, look at that. Blue layer selected. If I go to green, once again, oh, going to give me the pop-up. Hey, once again, it's going to start getting rid of green. Look at this time, it doesn't affect blue at all, okay? It does affect green, though, not yellow or white. What happens, though, to people is they'll say, hey, I want to take away part of this top picture, the blue picture. They'll accidentally be clicked on yellow, and uh-oh, what'll happen? Well, they're going to start erasing, and they're going to get frustrated. They're going to say, what the heck is going on here? I want this thing erased and nothing's happening, and they'll erase, and they won't even realize it, but when they're all done, they'll have erased that background image a ton, and they didn't want to, okay, and not what they wanted, okay? So basically, always look at, all right, do I want to be on the blue layer, the green layer, or the yellow layer, okay? Even the background layer, you can do that too. If you're on that, you can actually unlock it if you want by double-clicking on it, and you can make that into a checkered background, which is Photoshop's way of saying there's nothing there. It's transparent. So anyways, that's layers. We're going to start using those heavily pretty soon with the masking project, but I'll leave that for that video. Let's keep going. Last but not least, there's hard edge and soft edge brushes. We're going to talk about those. Hard edge is the term used when the edge of an object is painted in a well-defined way. like the one on the left. A soft edge is a edge so that it disappears or fades into the background, like the one on the right. Pretty simple. We use them for different things. Please make sure that when it says in an assignment to use a hard edge or a soft edge, you are doing so. Okay? You don't want to sit there and have a soft edge where it fades out into the background when you're supposed to have a hard edge, because you're going to end up going, oh, I just did all this work and it's all for nothing. Because look at how different they actually are. They do clearly look different. So, hard edge, soft edge, know the difference. That's all I got for you today. Go on to the next assignment, which I believe is masking, and have some fun with that.